This is my first big video as a coaster enthusiast. I grew up at Kings Island, so I'm not new to the whole coaster enthusiast thing. And I think it was my fate to become a coaster enthusiast. My mom started me young. My first ever coaster was the Beastie, and I just grew from there. I feel like listing your top 10 is a rite of passage in the coaster community, and I really feel like this is a great way to show you guys what I appreciate in general when I'm going on my coaster adventures. Before we get into my top 10, let's just do a couple honorable mentions. Just missing my top 10 is Mystic Timbers. Now, I gotta say, this is a fantastic ride, and I ride it every single time I go to Kings Island. It's just that my top 10 is really solid, and I just couldn't find a spot for it. But no matter what, it's a great ride, and I had a great time riding it at Winterfest. Orion's just missing my top 10. It's a really good ride. I'm just a little disappointed with how it turned out. I just feel like Kings Island could have done so much more with the space they have. I mean, they have that whole 4D theater behind Racer. I mean, come on, they got all that space. My last honorable mention goes to Cheetah Hunt. It's a great ride. I just think of it as kind of like Maverick Jr., which, hint, hint. Number 10, Lightning Run. Lightning Run is a fantastic coaster. I don't know, like everybody says, I don't know why more of these haven't been made. You know, we got that new one coming, but there hasn't been anything quite like Lightning Run. When I first rode it, I really didn't know what to expect. I had went to Kentucky Kingdom just for Storm Chaser, and Lightning Run was kind of like a bonus to me. But after I rode it, I had a really hard time comparing the two. I think Lightning Run does a lot of really good stuff. The airtime is very intense. It reminds me a lot of the Phantom's Revenge. And I mean, I guess it should, considering the lineage of the coaster. Number 9, Banshee. Growing up, I always wanted to ride like Banshee at Kings Island. We had Vertigo, and the Bat, but none of them ever compared. Banshee is still the best inverted ride I've ever been on. I've done Raptor and Montu as well, but I don't think they hit the way Banshee does. I've been on Banshee so much. The night rides are fantastic. I think it's really smooth. Occasionally it's got a bit of a rattle, but I think it's something worth looking past because it's not that bad. And other than that, it's great. Number 8, Storm Chaser. At number 8, I've got Storm Chaser. It was my first ever RMC, and it's the coaster that I credit to getting me back into roller coasters. It's such a good ride, very intense, and something that really makes Kentucky Kingdom stand out. And I cannot wait to get back down to Kentucky Kingdom to ride it again. It's been about 2 years now, so I'm really dying to get back down there. Number 7, Top Thrill Dragster. Top Thrill Dragster is short and sweet, just like this segment, and it's a real shame that we don't get to ride it this year due to, you know, who knows how many different factors. I just hope it opens up again. So let's just hope. Number 6, the Steel Curtain. The Steel Curtain is a really good ride. The first time I rode it was last year, 2021, and man, it really blew me away. Having grown up riding Vortex at Kings Island, this really reminded me of what something like a modern take on a ride like that would be. After getting off, I was really blown away, and I just wish we could get something like this at my home park, Kings Island. Maybe something to replace Vortex. That would be great. Number 5, Millennium Force. I remember as a kid, this was the very first coaster that really made me beg my family to take us on a trip to Cedar Point. Before I had seen pictures of Millennium Force on the internet, I had no idea that coasters could be this big. To this day, I find its first drop to have insane positive G's on the pullout of the drop. I'm always getting slammed down into the train, and then we go flying into that overbank turn, and it's just so much fun every time. I really do love this ride. Number 4, Diamondback. I'll be honest with you. When Diamondback came out back when I was younger, I was honestly really disappointed in the ride because I didn't know any better. All I could think was, why didn't the ride go upside down? But as I got older and learned more about coasters and what they each are supposed to do, I really grew to appreciate Diamondback. And to this day, I'd say it's my most ridden coaster ever, and I love it. Number 3, Maverick. Maverick blows me away every single time I ride it. I think the standout elements are the first drop, the incredible second launch, and all those epic stangle dives that I capture in this clip right here. And I just think Maverick is a true gem. Number 2, The Phantom's Revenge. The Phantom's Revenge truly is one of the greatest roller coasters ever made. Every single time I ride it, I get ungodly airtime. I think it's really hard to compare to anything. The only thing that has anywhere close to as strong as of airtime is a ride like Steel Vengeance. But you can see right here, those lap bars look weird and they give you space, let me tell you. This second drop right here, going into the ravine, is wild. You are out of your seat till you bottom out. And then the final run is nuts. And this new paint job is sick too. It's awesome. Last but not least, and number 1, who could have seen this coming? It's, of course, Steel Vengeance. Honestly, what more can I say about Steel Vengeance that hasn't already been said? You just need to get out there and ride it. It's really hard to compare to anything else I've ever been on. After my first ride on it in 2021, I could not believe it. And now, the only ride I ever found that can even come close to bringing me as much joy as I have when I'm riding Steel Vengeance is the Phantom's Revenge. And they're both masterpieces, but I still think Steel Vengeance takes the cake because it is perfect start to finish. Thanks for watching.